On this episode of the Bronze Metalist podcast, we talk about Persecution Mania by Sodom. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Bronze Metalist podcast. I'm Kayle.
I'm OJ.
We're two professional broadcasters. We like metal, and we like to talk about it. And today we're going back to 1987 to one of the first big German thrash metal bands. One of the best-selling thrash metal bands of all time, Sodom.
I feel like at the time it was sort of a pissing contest between friends. The band Sodom and Creator. I feel like there was a bit of a...
Those are the two really big German thrash metal bands. And then there's two. There's a German Big Four, basically.
Yeah.
They have their own Big Four,
right,
more or less.
I think every region kind of does.
Basically, yeah. But I think like Germany in particular, you have the U.S. Big Four for thrash metal.
Sure.
And then you have the German Big Four who were big worldwide in their own right.
Right.
I mean, I know you're probably about to tell me 15 that I'll probably have heard of, but I can't think of off the top of my head like a really popular British thrash metal band.
You can't think of a British thrash metal band?
What did I tell you?
Zentrix. That's one.
Okay, I've never heard
of Zentrix. I've thought about bringing a Zentrix album, and I've listened to it. I'm like, this is going to bore the shit out of Kayle.
I'm thinking of like pop.
I love them, but
I'm thinking of like popular. Like, what did you say is the most popular British thrash metal band? I can't think of a single thrash metal band I've heard of.
I know there are.
That is popular. So I feel like, because like I've heard of Sodom.
Sure.
I've heard of Creator. But
of course, the Scorpions.
I've heard. I think probably.
Of course you have.
Yeah, probably.
German rock band from the 70s.
Oh yeah, they're not a thrash metal band.
Yeah, that
Kraftwerk.
Yeah.
Everybody's favorite thrash metal band, Kraftwerk.
Yeah, and their favorite death metal band, Rammstein.
See, I could forgive someone who's not into metal.
Yeah,
calling Rammstein death metal. I could forgive that. I would correct them,
but
I can forgive that. Yeah. I'm just thinking of the Mark Maron joke now, where he was talking about when he was getting back into vinyl and was like, I went to the record store and it's like, okay, what do I pick out? I'll grab this. Oh, I'll grab a little bit of Kraftwerk. I'm still a little gay. I think that's the joke that he made or something like that.
You know, they actually did some fine work.
I'm sure it was just an offhanded joke that he made, but it was like, I think that it was a callback to an earlier joke in that special. I haven't listened to Mark Maron specials in a while. I think he's a very funny guy.
He is.
I haven't listened to WTF in a very long time, just because I'm not like guest podcasts, interview podcasts don't really interest me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you found some British thrash metal bands?
But what I wanted to bring. Oh, you know what? If you can't think of one for next week, we could do a British thrash metal band.
I think I settled on maybe doing another Converge album.
Okay.
Or maybe just because that's really what I want to listen to. I'm in the mood. I've been in the mood for a little while of like, I just want to listen to something that I want to find something that I really want to listen to instead of just bringing whatever that I'm not feeling super into.
Something that means something to you.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this list and I keep seeing things go, oh yeah. Things like Cancer. There's a band called Cancer.
Okay.
That I actually had at least one of their albums. Discharge. Of course, Hellbastard. Onslaught. I have like 3 Onslaught albums.
Okay, Onslaught sounds more familiar.
Yeah, the other ones, Power from Hell. They had In Search of Sanity. Which I don't remember the other one.
The other ones you've said so far didn't ring any bells.
Sabbath.
Okay.
You've heard of Sabbath?
Yeah. I think I'm pretty sure I've heard of them in context of something. I think actually I've heard of them because of reading some old manuals for Vampire the Masquerade.
You just heard the word.
That's like that's like a group of like super evil vampires.
Yes.
More so than everyone else.
And the thing is that there were a big English thrash metal band. Andy Sneap was a member of that. If you maybe you've heard that name. He's a big metal producer.
I think there was also some band we listened to where that was on a list of like associated acts because members of that band were also in that one.
With what's her name? Arch Enemy. Thank you.
Okay. All right. You started saying egg. What is egg?
Sacrilege. That was a great band. And Zentrix, the last on the list here.
Okay.
But yeah, there was actually quite a lot of great.
I mean, I didn't doubt that there were a lot and that they were good. It's just that none of them, I think, had the level of clout that
the German scene has?
that the American Big Four did or that the German scene did.
Or Swedish.
Or the Swedish. Yeah, none of them had the staying power of those. For the country that created heavy metal, its next evolution sort of left them behind.
Right, because I put British thrash metal in Google search, and the thing it gave me was immediately
Iron Maiden,
Motorhead, Black Sabbath, Judas Priest.
All bands that greatly influenced thrash metal, Queen, but none of them thrash metal. But yeah, it's interesting to me how like that there sort of was a scene skip there in retrospect anyway. A lot of the bands that didn't make it super big or big enough that they're still around and still well known or household names or whatever, the way that especially the American bands ended up being. Like heavy metal came out of the UK, but thrash metal was a pretty distinctly American product.
Yeah, pretty distinctly California. Really.
Yes. And much in the same way that death metal is very distinctly Florida.
Yeah.
But how have you been?
I've been doing well. I've been sluggish lately. I really need to work out.
We all do.
I lost a tooth twice.
Yeah, well, you lost part of a tooth that was already not actually your tooth.
Right, it was a cap, and then I was eating some taffy like an idiot.
You 47 years old. Both fucking times.
I was eating taffy.
You ripped that crown off.
Yeah,
it's because you're eating taffy.
Right.
The first time, okay, whatever. It happens to everybody. Everybody who has crowns. That shit happens. You eat something too sticky, it comes off. But then not even a fucking week later.
It was the same flavor, too.
Not even a week later, you went back to eating the taffy.
And so this time I went in because I called on I have it on Friday, and don't even bother calling until Monday.
Yeah.
So I called them on Monday, right first thing, and I said my tooth came off again. They're like, okay, come in at 9:30 tomorrow. And so I did. I went in and I said, here's the tooth. You're gonna glue it back on. They looked at it and they looked back and they went, fool me once. Threw it in the trash. Went and got a big hunk of silver and a drill.
There you go.
That's what they did.
I didn't know they really used silver all that much for dental work.
They do. And here's the funny thing is the silver is only going to be my second place tooth because in 2 weeks I go back and I graduate to gold.
Well,
yeah. Put gold in there.
Maybe it's a stopgap or something. I mean, I know gold is far more popular because gold doesn't tarnish.
And then I think they're going to go with gold pressed latinum later on.
Really digging into the Star Trek references here.
Yeah.
There are certain surface level Star Trek references I get simply because I'm a Red Letter Media fan.
Sure.
And Mike and Rich are Star Trek mega nerds. And also just being around you and Quinn for long enough got some Star Trek into my veins.
Who I found out, by the way, today he has a TikTok. I did not know that.
I mean,
Quinn has a and I definitely want to follow it.
TikTok.
Not because I want to follow Quinn. I don't know shit what he has to do, but he puts his cats on there, and I miss his cats a lot. So
they're cute. They're damn cute cats.
They are, and I took care of them when he would go away. So
our boss, I don't think he knew that I have a cat and that I've had a cat for almost 2 years. We were at a remote last week, and I talked about my cat. I was like, "You have a cat?" I was like, "Yes," but I don't really talk about my cat with people that are not you all that much. Right. I'm just generally, I don't talk about, I'm not one of those people that talks about their cat all the time.
See, I wish you would have had, the forethought to have the reaction when he said, I didn't know you had a cat, to go, you don't even know me.
But yeah, like I was like, yeah, I guess I don't really talk about her all that much.
No.
She's boring. She's not an interesting cat. She doesn't do anything other than mildly annoy me sometimes.
See, one of my cats is, we're finding out as she's getting older and more mature, is a psychopath. She is.
Which one?
Peggy.
Well, I suppose Peggy's the only one that was a kitten.
Right. Well, they were all kittens.
Well, at one point, yes, but recently.
Anyway, yeah. So she loves to knock shit off tables more so than a regular cat likes to do.
Which is pretty.
She makes sure there's no surface with a thing on it ever. And here's the thing: she only has one back leg, so she can't get up on the kitchen counter. So she's found new ingenious ways to go up and break our fucking dishes.
Oh boy!
That's what she hangs on a door, and it'll swing open, and then she grabs onto this handle and she pulls herself up on the counter.
The amount of work she goes through just to be an asshole is impressive.
Yeah.
The dedication is impressive.
It is impressive. You're right. And also, one of our cats has started shitting in the crawl space. I'm pretty sure of it because our entire house now. I mean, I change the litter regularly. I change it all the way out, and I wipe out the thing and put new fresh litter in there. And now the house, no matter what I do, as soon as the central air comes on, it smells like old poop.
Oh boy!
So somewhere in the house that's drawing air in,
there's cat shit.
It's rubbing that air over some cat shit. Yeah,
somewhere. Yeah, that's annoying when there's a smell and you cannot find the source of it.
Yeah,
that's every pet owner's like greatest frustration is what is that smell? Where did that smell come from? If you have a dog. Sure. It's different because you go to a dog and you're like, what is that smell? And they're like, and maybe they'll even take you over to where they did their accident and they'll look all guilty. Cats don't give a shit.
No, they don't.
Cats don't fucking care. It's like, yeah, I shit on the floor. What are you going to do about it, bitch?
Why don't you shit on the floor? Why don't we all shit on the floor? I don't give a fuck.
You were supposed to clean my fucking cat box, asshole. That's why I did this. You bought the wrong kind of litter. That was Zima. It's like, I don't like this. I'm going to shit on the floor.
From now on, every time I see her, that is how she's going to be talking in my mind.
Hi.
Oh, God, it's you.
It's you. She's just everybody's sassy aunt.
Yeah.
I can see that in her personality. It's just kind of sassy. But she has a weird personality for a cat, I think. It's just like she's kind of aloof. Mm-hmm. I mean, all cats are kind of aloof, right? But like she's very particular. I think maybe she picks up stuff from my whole vibe. I don't know. But it's like she's very, very particular about certain things. It's like, there's the cat litter, but there's also like she doesn't like to cuddle unless I'm sitting in my rocking chair or my recliner, or if I'm sitting on the end of the couch, that's where she wants to be on my lap.
Sure.
If I'm late, she doesn't like to hop on my bed to cuddle, which is part of why I just have the door closed, because she will go into my room, but she doesn't go into my room to, cuddle with me and sleep. She goes into my room to snoop and walk around and walk across my headboard and walk on top of my dresser and get up to fucking mischief while I'm sleeping. And I don't need that shit. So I leave my door closed and she's fine.
Sure.
Yeah, that's also just been a thing. I've never slept with pets in the room. I've had all kinds of pets my entire life. Never slept with them in the room. That's never been a thing for me.
And I kind of wish we would do that, because Peggy in particular is a bullseye cat. She'll be laying at the foot of the bed, and then something will get her attention, like cats do, and suddenly they go from sleeping to IndyCar in like a split second,
going straight into zoomies.
Yeah, she got up, and this happens all the time. She'll get up, and then she'll jump over me, and then one of her back foot strides will be claws out scrotum.
Oh,
yeah. and so there it is, 3:30 in the morning, and I'm going, oh God!
Yeah, I keep Zima's claws pretty well clipped now.
Well, what is your, because we've been trying to clip
I just have a little clipper,
and she'll stay with you and squish your little paw.
Oh, she does not like it,
but she won't freak out about it.
I mean, she freaks out a little bit. I have to be a bit forceful with her, but she doesn't. She's more tolerant of it than the electric trimmer that I had. I had an electric file.
Well, that makes a noise.
I tried. She hated that. She absolutely despised that, and it was a traumatic experience for both of us every time I tried to use it. So I just got a regular clipper, a regular nail clipper for small animals, and I just pick her up and I set her in my lap on her back, grab her paw, which she tries to. The amount of strength that this tiny little creature has in just one of her arms.
Right.
Is remarkable. The ability to keep that pulled tight up to her body.
Sure.
So I cannot get at the tips of her claws. But once I actually start going, it's not so bad. She doesn't freak too badly, but I know she doesn't like it, but I don't have to put her in a fucking straitjacket to get it done, which I would do for the nail file. I would grab a blanket. Yeah. And then trick her into walking over the blanket, and then I would wrap her in it tightly.
Sure.
And then I would grab one of her paws out from it. And I would only do her front paws because it would be another 45 minutes of wrangling trying to get to her back paws. So now I can do all four of them and keep them fairly trimmed because she will fucking use them.
Sure.
Before I started trimming, you saw how many fucking scars she gave me over the first year before I started like actively trimming her nails.
Right.
She cut me very deep a couple of times.
Emotionally.
Yeah. Yes, emotionally. But yeah, no, it's whatever. Cats.
And one more cat thing. Is we went purposely this past weekend and bought a big lug of them delicious, big, juicy Christian peaches. And
oh yes,
and so we had them on the table. It was recommended that you let them sit overnight, so that because they were been refrigerated, so they're going to be kind of woody. But tomorrow they'll be juicy and whatever. And so as soon as we put them, on the counter away from everything else, we turn our back, we turn around, and there's a black kitty. Like doing just a dirt roll all over the damn peaches. We're just rubbing it in her fur, scratching at him with her claws. $35 for the peaches.
They're little assholes.
They are.
I don't know why we love them so much.
I don't know.
What is like? There are times where it's like, why do I love you so much? It's because you're cute, and I have an instinctual urge to protect things that are cute.
Yes,
but. It's because you're cute and I am alone in the world. That's why. But there's obviously more to it than that. But that's just reducing it down. I've been playing a lot more Skyrim.
Yeah.
Just slowly remembering how much of a even for a game that came out in 2011, it is still so janky and obsolete. I think it was running on a lot of ideas about game design that were already obsolete in 2011. That were already a
great game though.
Yeah, but it's just like I'm enjoying myself because it's a particular flavor of game that just scratches a very specific itch for me, which is like, it's more than just a basic shooter where, I don't want to play the same shooter campaign over and over and over again. But I also don't want the frustration of having to play multiplayer. So games like Skyrim are a good balance of okay, there's story content, but also I can just wander around and mindlessly kill things for hours and hours and hours and, see numbers go up.
Sure.
Because that's I have goopy goblin gamer brain.
And of course, once again, you're playing using just destruction magic.
Yeah, I'm doing a mage build, which I've never done before.
No, is it just destruction magic, or is it both healing and?
It's just destruction magic. I mean, I've got a little bit of restoration spells out of necessity, but generally speaking, I I play the combat focused cleric type of ideal in D&D, which is I'll heal you after that thing is dead.
Sure.
It's like, oh, my character, I'm making death saving throws. Please cast a healing spell. It's like, you'll be safe once that thing is dead.
No, chop, chop.
That's I think actually a very valid strategy. Mm-hmm. It's like to a certain point, unless things are really dire and you want to prevent characters from dying, it makes more sense to kill the monster, because like if you get the person back conscious and then the monster just attacks them on the next turn and knocks them down again, that was a waste of a spell slot.
Yeah.
It also, on the other hand, it basically consumes an attack from that monster. But like if you're just healing somebody for them to get knocked down again, it's kind of a waste of a spell slot, essentially. Mm-hmm. If the monster has moved away from their unconscious body and they're no longer in range of them and can, once they're up, contribute to the fight again, then it makes sense. But if they're still in melee range of that thing, no, you stay on the ground. I'll get you once we're done. Cleric is probably the hardest class to play in Dungeons and Dragons. I think I've
done it a lot.
Mechanically, it's not difficult. It's just that you have a lot of choices to make that no one will ever be happy about.
Right. Which is why most of the clerics I've ever played have been severe alcoholics.
Everyone's always asking me for fucking everything.
Fuck you.
As we drink our beer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's clerics. I've played a couple and it's not been super fun both times, primarily because I've been like the only healer both times. And there were also really combat focused campaigns. So that's like the only thing that I ever got to do was fucking heal everybody. Sure. It's like the first cleric I played was a Tempest cleric, which has a lot of opportunities to do a shitload of damage on their turn.
Sure.
I never got to do it because everyone was always falling unconscious to the point of near death, because it was, a meat grinder war campaign. Mm-hmm. And it's just I'll quit my moaning. I'm preparing to DM game that we're doing in a round table style, where we're sort of trading off game to game different DMs.
Right.
And I'm going to be putting the party through a bullywug focused encounter because I think they're very fun monsters. They're like dwarf sized frogmen. And I think they're adorable in kind of a ugly way. And it also just gives me a lot of opportunities to do silly voices. Like, all of them are gonna sound like this.
It's a little bit like what was it from Star Wars?
Boss Nass.
Yeah, Boss Nass.
Yeah, a little bit like Boss Nass. Just very jowly. Just incredibly jowly. I think they're very fun. My goblins are my favorite monster type.
Right.
I think goblins are incredibly fun, mostly because
are bullywugs goblins?
No, bullywugs are frog people. But
they're frogs because sometimes things qualify as goblins, and you go, "Oh, that's a fucking goblin."
I mean, the only things that do are hobgoblins and bugbears. They're goblinoids. They're related species.
Right.
Then you have kobolds, which mythically, as far as like the source material for kobolds was little basically it's the same fucking thing as a goblin. It's just it was a goblin that lives in a cobalt mine.
Sure.
Which is where actually the name of the material derives from the word kobold. Because it was believed that this mostly worthless metal in these mines was left by these little gremlins, essentially.
Yeah, see, when I played D&D originally, they were little dog things.
Yeah, they were little dog men. Wizards of the Coast changed that with 3rd edition and made them little dragon people, mostly because they didn't really fit anywhere as like little dog people.
Sure.
It's basically, it's a hairy goblin. Like they didn't really... To my understanding, it seemed like they didn't really fit in the lore anywhere, and they didn't really have like a thing.
Right.
Like they were just like a random sort of monster. Whereas now they're made little dragon minions, essentially.
Sure.
And their whole deal is traps. Mm-hmm. They adore, setting complicated traps that will kill the shit out of any. Like they're incredibly weak, but they build all of these like mechanically complex and extremely deadly traps for people that enter their dungeons.
Didn't you say that you were telling me about this, that there's like a scenario with kobolds that is impossible?
It's called Tucker's Kobolds. Yeah. You can look it up online. But Tucker's Kobolds is a story that someone told on 4chan at one point about a game that they ran where they were like, wow, they'd been fighting some kobolds and they're like, wow, these guys are so, stupid and easy. Mm-hmm. And then their dungeon master, whose name was Tucker, was like, oh, okay. And so he built this dungeon that was just full of the most sadistic traps possible.
Sure.
All of them, and like it was operated entirely by normal kobolds. It's just these are all the traps that they've built. Every wall has murder holes in it for them to fire crossbows at you. There's all kinds of tripwires and shit all over the place. It was just a meat grinder, and it had several floors.
Sorry, just imagining a kobold saying, "Do you want to play a game?
Do you want to play a game?
Do you want to play a game? I'm a 2.5 foot tall lizard man."
But yeah, they're fun. I think kobolds are fun. But anyway, Sodom.
Mm-hmm. You saw him? Where'd you see him?
It was over there. Anyway, Sodom is a German thrash metal band.
They are.
It started more of a black metal band, first wave black metal band in the mid '80s in Germany.
Right, like their first album was considerably more black metal.
Yes, this album's kind of a transitionary album,
right,
between their black metal style and the thrash metal style. I was surprised by the vocal stylings on this. Are remarkably harsh. Take Tom Araya's type of vocals and turn up the grit a couple of levels. It's almost a death growl in multiple, like an early style of death growl that you would hear on like Death.
Right.
That sort of more kind of hoarse sort of mid range instead of the really low guttural stuff that you would hear in the early 90s. But I was pleasantly surprised by this. When did you start listening to Sodom?
I had this. I think this one, and then something H2O was the other one that I had. It was from the early 90s. But I got this on cassette on the back of something else, like a band called Whiplash, I think was the other side of this. I loved this. I thought this is absolutely great. And what's funny is that it took me until recently. I don't know why it didn't click in my brain. It was like track number 3 on this album
is a
fucking Motorhead song.
It's a Motorhead song.
That does sound a lot like oh shit, that is a fucking Motorhead song.
Well, and the first time that I listened to it, I didn't know that, and I was like, this is sort of out of step with the rest of this. What is this? And then I was reading, it's like, oh, it's a Motorhead song. Uh-huh. Okay, that's why it sounds the way it does.
Which I love their version of it.
It's a great version of it's a great cover song. Absolutely.
Iron Fist.
But Sodom. I didn't do a ton of reading. I've been a little tired.
Yeah,
I had a remote to do today.
Yes,
so
you did, Tiger. It
was you kept on calling me the wrong name.
Well, I started. Okay, what it started out is
and it's not. And it was
a stutter. It was only a stutter.
He just stuttered over my name, and I made fun of him when I came on the air and it was just like, cool, because you said something, our good friend. And then I was like, apparently we're not that good of friends.
You don't know my name.
I forgot how to say my name. And then after that, every single break, except for one, you decided to call me by some random silly name. And that was hilarious and gave me life.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
That helped me through the fact that I had to, be in public and talk to another human being for my job
about fireworks.
Yeah. But in any case, so I didn't do a ton of reading. I know the lead singer's surname on stage is Angel Ripper.
Not his given name.
Certainly. His given name, I believe, is Sooks.
Yeah.
I don't remember his first name.
I'm drawing a blank right now.
Both.
I've been drawing a lot of blanks today.
It happens.
On stuff I should just know.
It happens to the best. OJ, I've been meaning to talk to you about your lapses in memory lately. I think it's time you go talk to your doctor about Alzheimer's.
All right.
What are we talking about?
That would suck. I'm 47. I mean,
that would be pretty awful.
Yeah, I'd be quite young for that.
That would be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sodom.
Not
sodomy.
No.
Sodom. I don't know. I was like, how am I going to make a sodomy joke?
You can't.
You can't not make a sodomy joke.
You know, there are a lot of pop songs that say the word sodomy in them,
because you can't say ass fucking.
No, but usually it's some sort of emotional pop song where they talk about what's going on inside of me.
Oh, okay.
So you hear that. This actually happens a lot, and they always pronounce it that way.
Well, because there's an affectation to like pop rock singers. Everybody's kind of trying to do who's the guy from Pearl Jam?
Eddie Vedder.
like since Pearl Jam, everyone's kind of been doing that was all like mid to late 90s to mid 2000s like rock bands.
Right.
The butt rock era. You could perhaps call it your Nickelbacks and your Creeds. Everyone was doing a fucking Eddie Vedder impression.
Well, the song "Right Down the Line" by oh shit, why can't I brain?
I don't know.
The song "Right Down the Line," but at the old RCS system, you could just hit. There was a button that would just play the hook. It was a hook button. Yeah. Well, if you didn't, assign a hook, it would assign one for you. So when you hit the hook button, so when that song, all it did, the only thing it would say when you hit the hook button was "Sodomy." That's all it would say. Sodomy.
That's a good jingle for a commercial for butt sex. I don't know.
Ask your doctor about butt sex.
Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for butt sex. I mean, there should be an erectile dysfunction commercial where it's just like specifically just like, because it's always like, ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. It's ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for butt sex. Ask your doctor if your butt is healthy enough for butt sex. Ask your gastroenterologist? Who's a butt doctor?
Proctologist. Yes, your proctologist.
I guess. Well, what if you're a woman? You wouldn't ask your proctologist about that. You still have a butthole if you're a woman.
What? Women and men both have proctologists.
Well, I guess I was thinking of prostate. That's not what the name is.
No.
That's not what the name is in reference to.
No.
I'm stupid. Did you know that? Did you know that I'm dumb and I don't know, like...
Hey, Kayle, girls have butts too.
Well, I think it's because my brain associates a proctologist with someone who gives you a prostate exam.
Sure.
And I just assume that's their whole thing.
Yeah.
Which is, if I had thought about it at all, I would know was not true.
It's their whole thing.
This is an example of me not having useful skills that an adult should have.
Dude, that happens.
Useful skills or knowledge.
Every single one of us. And it's funny, I've noticed the only people who don't have those holes in their useful skill chart, those people are sociopaths. Those people, they have them there, but they're too much of a narcissist to let anyone ever know what a dumbass they are.
Yes, I am. I think that's I mean, I think coming to terms with adulthood is everyone basically coming to terms with the things that they don't know.
Sure.
And for me, I just feel like I'm slowly coming to terms with how dumb I truly am. And I'm happy. You know what? I'm happy to be stupid about a lot of things. I think.
How do you open a can? Like with a can opener? How do you stick a can opener on a can? Do you know?
I know, I'm pretty sure. I haven't had to do it in an extremely long time because I don't eat a lot of things out of cans.
I learned recently that you don't put it on the side of the can, you put it on top of the can. I didn't realize that.
Like with a can, like with a handle with a twist on it.
Yeah, and it'll turn below you, and then the top layer of the can will come off, and then you don't have to worry about any like pieces, something. You just pour it out, and you're good.
If you do it on the top rather than the side.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay. So no, you didn't. Okay, you didn't. I'm trying to articulate how my concern for how you were doing this and whether or not you were bullshitting me. So, okay. So you have the lid of the can and there's a lip around the lid of the can.
Yeah.
Were you putting the sharp piece of the can opener on the vertical side of the can?
Yes.
That's how you were opening.
Uh-huh.
I don't mean this. I don't want to be insulting. Are you being serious?
I'm being serious. I've opened every can every day of my life.
You remove the whole top.
Most of the last half century.
The whole top of the can
is how you should do it.
Lid and all.
Yeah.
Instead of the thinner metal on the top of the can, I'm sorry, but I just logically, I don't know how you did that for so many years without thinking, oh, this would be a better way to do this. I'm sorry. That just seems weird to me. I don't know. I'm trying to come to terms with that.
Mm-hmm.
Are you really truly being serious?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. When I look at, I had this problem with my dad.
Yeah.
He
can't tell if he's shitting you.
Yeah. And you're even worse.
Yeah.
When I can't tell if you're pulling my leg because you will deliver some things with the deadest expression. And I just cannot tell. Like you could tell me anything.
Sure.
You could tell me that you do that, like anything that you do on a regular basis, and I would believe you. Like whatever ridiculous claim you could make, like I eat 5
babies a day.
Okay, I wouldn't believe that.
Okay,
but it's just that was a weird aside. The whole top of the can, huh?
Yeah, that's what you should do.
Why?
Because it's actually
it
easier that way.
Fall, I guess, but
yeah, no, I've been doing it the way you think it should be done. You know, we put it and it cuts along the inside.
Cuts along the inside of the lid.
And now not only do
you have a razor sharp piece of metal that's hard to grab. I understand I understand. And I guess maybe, hey, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Turn that into a life hack video.
All right.
Make a fucking go on your Instagram, make a video, and just be like, "Hey, you should open cans this way, you dumbasses."
You know,
this is easier. My way is easier. You should do that.
I have such a hard time making videos because I'm really an audio component only kind of program. I don't.
Oh my God, you're a program? Are we in the Matrix? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Mr.
Where's Morpheus?
Borner.
Where's Morpheus?
You live 2 lives.
Yes. Anyway.
Yeah. Sodom.
You should make. I'm just saying you should make. You should make a life hack video.
All right.
Because that is a problem many people have. Is the fact that the lid of the can falls into the can.
Yeah.
And it's
irritating.
Super sharp and it's irritating. You should, because you're not saving the can.
No.
How does it matter if you open it? How does it?
Give me a beer.
I need to drink more beer.
You know, I get the feeling though I'd totally be Dr. Johnny Fever.
Who's Dr. Johnny Fever?
Makes me sad hearing a guy with a career in radio say the words "Who's Dr. Johnny Fever."
You got to remember though, I'm not like.
I feel like that should be at least like one college course that demands that you watch.
I went to Minot State University.
I guess.
Okay, we hardly got taught any. 90% of the shit that I do at work is not shit that I was prepared to do by school at all.
Same here. But there was a show called WKRP in Cincinnati. You're aware of this?
That's the TV show.
Yes.
Okay.
And
I'm aware of the show.
And Johnny Fever was doing this actually used to be a common PSA thing that DJs would volunteer to do every once in a while as a drunk driving sort of PSA.
Yes.
And they'd say, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to drink a 6-pack of beer on the air, and you're going to hear my reaction time, my speech is going to slur, everything's going to be more sloppy, and that's what happens to you when you drink and try to get behind the wheel of a car. Your reaction time, your strength, and everything like that is just reduces, and you're a danger to yourself and everybody on the road. Of course, Johnny Fever, the more he drinks, the more fucking spot on he is.
That's broadcasters. That's just broadcasters.
He gets a whole lot in him, and he's like, "That's me, John Fever."
Yeah, it's like I have no more inhibitions, so I can be more wildly creative and more entertaining at my job.
That is weird. Why do they serve coffee instead of liquor at the radio station?
That's a great question. We should get on that.
All right.
I feel like if it was the 70s, then that would be an avenue available to us. But instead of coffee, you guys want beer and cocaine? Yeah. Sure. It's the 70s. Get to it. Anyway. Does this slap?
Yeah, this slaps a lot.
This does slap a lot.
Yeah.
It slaps quite a bit.
Uh-huh.
I was looking for scores. I didn't look too hard. I think it would come out somewhere in the high 80s, I think. What's your favorite song on this record?
It's kind of a bit of I like the song Electrocution. Or Electrocutioner, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's parts in that where I just love the sound. I love the sound of the guitar and the bass together. It actually sounds like some sort of something you'd hear in a tool shop.
Yeah, I noticed. I immediately noticed their bass tone.
Yeah.
Is that overdrive? Is that it heavily overdriven?
That's an overdriven bass, or maybe it ran through an HM2. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it is a very atypical kind of bass tone, I think.
Right.
But it works like hell for them.
And I love the last track on here, My Atonement. It's different.
We've run into another Spotify thing where I looked this up afterwards. There's like a deluxe edition or whatever where there's 5 songs that they recorded a little bit later that's also included on this.
Okay.
So I also wasn't paying strict attention to song titles while I was listening because I forgot to listen until today, and then today it's just been
it's been a whirlwind.
A whirlwind for me. So I've been out of it. But I like the first track. I love me.
Oh yeah,
I love
Nuclear Winter.
Yeah, Nuclear Winter. I love me a good first track. That gets you in the mood for the rest of it, and that's definitely what this was. It was like a hell yeah, this rocks, and then I just kind of sat down and let the rest of it pass me by in a miasma of like, that's pretty cool. This is great. I like that.
You should at some point give it another listen.
You're
not in a rush.
I listened to it twice today, and I'm struggling to recall any specific moments from the album,
with the exception of Motorhead.
With the exception of the Motorhead, and I remembered the bass tone, and I remember that I like this. I also like this song because it has a November Rain false ending in it,
right? Where
things sort of fade out. There's a sound of an explosion, and things kind of get quiet. But then they have like a little moody section, and then it comes back.
Right.
I'm a sucker for that shit.
And did you notice the solo type? How would you compare the guitar solos?
They didn't. I'm struggling to recall anything in particular. They sounded fairly organized. I think. Maybe I'm completely mischaracterizing.
Listen, you're going to hear a lot of Kerry King, Jeff Hedeman in there.
Okay, all right.
A lot of chaos and
I'm so used to that at this point, though. Yeah. I'm so used to that kind of guitar solo that it doesn't. Maybe it just doesn't stick out to me very much.
And there is one point in it's the first song or the second song where they do this extended, prolonged sort of guitar riff with a lead over it that sounds exactly like the middle section of Master of Puppets. Which I don't know if they did that on purpose or, I mean, that came out the year before this did.
It might have been entirely on accident because they were probably listening to it a lot. And
maybe, yeah.
Just started songwriting, and that sort of came out, and none of them went like, does this sound like Master of Puppets? Maybe it just didn't occur to them. Yeah, I don't know. I think like part of it is for me, like back to me not really remembering what the guitar solos sounded like, is it would stick out to me if it didn't fit with the rest of their music.
Sure. So it's sticking out would be a bad, a negative.
Yeah. If this was a Dream Theater album and I heard like a Kerry King guitar solo in a Dream Theater album, then it would be like, what the fuck is this shit? But no, it fits perfectly for this, for you're
not wrong.
The more extreme end of thrash, which is where we're at. Like it fits perfectly. So it doesn't stick out. It's just, oh, that's what a guitar solo sounds like for this type of thrash metal.
Right.
That's, it doesn't, it fits in well. And so it doesn't, I don't make a mental note of it.
You would make a comparison between the guitar solos in this and the guitar solos on, say, anything by Halloween. Their fellow German band there.
Or where's Yngwie Malmsteen from?
He's Swedish.
He's Swedish. Of course he is. Yeah. What other fucking country?
Yngwie Malmsteen. He's Mexican, right?
I mean, technically, Louis C.K. is Mexican.
True, yeah.
Technically speaking, he's a Mexican citizen. He's got dual citizenship. Louis
was born there. Kayle.
Kayle, which is a Polish name.
Yes.
Very multinational. Anyway.
But Mexico was as much of a melting pot as
yes, it is.
America.
People forget about that. There's a sizable Korean population.
There is.
On the west coast of Mexico.
Who was it that made the point? Maybe it was Louis C.K. that made the point that, Mexicans are as much of a melting pot as Americans. It's just that in Mexico, they didn't slaughter all the indigenous people and sort of interbred with them. That's why they're brown people.
Yes. Or at least they didn't continue slaughtering all of the native people after a certain point. They're like, we've killed enough of them.
Yeah. We've
destroyed their civilization. The rest of them that are left, we're just going to not murder them. And corral them into. Although I don't know enough about Mexican history to actually say that as a fact. I don't.
I don't either. But I'm just saying. I was repeating something somebody else said.
Yeah, that's a good point. Anyway. Oh God, I've been leaning on that a lot. I haven't been. I feel like I've been doing good about not saying anyway. But tonight I've said it a lot.
Yeah. Well. Anyway.
What metal are you bestowing upon this? Like Maz Kanata to Chewbacca.
I think it was fantastic for its time. It gets a silver for me, but yeah.
You're recognizing it for how important it is.
Yeah, it was very important, and I will listen to it again.
Yes. I mean I'm giving it a silver just because it's an enjoyable experience that I had. I don't feel an immediate urge to listen to it again right now, but I feel like I might have to. It was the wrong day. It was the wrong day for me to try and listen to this. So it perhaps deserves better from me, but it deserves more attention from my half of this. But something that did come to mind earlier today is I really wanted to listen to. Was it Entombed?
Yeah,
I wanted to listen to that Entombed album
Left Hand Path.
Yes, so I might do that.
Yeah,
it's like that popped into my head and was like, I want to listen to that.
Listen to some other stuff, some other of their stuff as well.
Some more Entombed.
Some more Entombed. That's I'm done. That's their most. Yeah. That's the most popular album, Left Hand Path. But they had like Wolverine Blues, which is great, and
other albums.
Yeah.
Other albums are available.
I really enjoyed Inferno, and
nobody else did.
No one else did. I liked that album, and everybody else's reaction was, "What the fuck is this?
I mean, this is terrible." You also like Swan Song by Carcass.
I do.
So you have a type. when it comes to like death metal albums like that. It seems.
I think what I mean, those albums were made at a period where they couldn't possibly be made to give a shit about what they were doing.
I don't fucking care about this.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'll just do whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And therefore, to my mind, it's like, this feels natural and real and honest. It's not something now we're going to design it in a certain way. It's like, no, we're just going to play it.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's just do whatever comes out.
And that stuff sounds good to me.
I can appreciate that. Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with it necessarily. I don't know if it's entirely in my taste, but
sure.
So next week, I had a lot of thoughts. Yeah, and I know I mentioned earlier that maybe we'll just do another Converge album, and I think that's what I want to do. I think I want to listen to. I think I want to listen to. I actually am not entirely sure which one. It was either Axe to Fall or No Heroes. And I'm not entirely sure which one I truly want to listen to.
I mean, of the two, which one is more important?
I don't know. They're both kind of equal. I like both of them equally as much. Let's do No Heroes.
No
Heroes from 2006. We'll listen to that album.
Was that it's 2006? You were 10 years old then.
Yeah, I was 10 years old, and this was my favorite album when I was 10 years old. No, I didn't listen till this. I didn't listen till this. I didn't listen to this until a full decade after it came out, but I enjoy it, and it's. Just I've got Converge on my brain right now, and it's what I want to listen to. I'm looking for I'm in a comfort food kind of mode.
Sure,
I want to listen to what makes me happy, and I like some Converge, so I will do that. We will do that. I will make you do it.
I'm down.
You will listen to it.
So far, you have yet to really throw me anything that I'm like, ew. You know what I mean?
I could throw you some really. The thing is things that I could throw to you that I have listened to that would make you go ew.
Also make you go ew.
Also make me go ew now, and I don't want to listen to them either.
Right.
Which is why I don't bring them. Like I could have you listen to like some fucking Asking Alexandria or some shit. That I was really into when I was 18.
Here you go, man. It's the latest August Burns Red.
Honestly, they don't like August Burns Red is fine. They don't bother. I don't listen to them all that much. I don't listen to them at all anymore.
Yeah.
But they were never. I don't have those negative feelings attached to them. I think most of their stuff still holds up quite a bit. It's just a style that I'm not really into anymore. Versus things that I find actively cringy.
Sure. We should have a month for that. There should be
a cringe month?
Cringe month.
I don't wanna. Or we just bring shit that we think is the cringiest stuff we've listened to.
It's I can't believe I fucking spent money on this.
I can't believe I used to like this.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple that I could put in there, but I don't know if I want to. I know I don't want to.
All right.
I'll say that.
I could actually fill podcasts for the next couple of years.
With shit you can't believe you used to like. Well, maybe that'll be maybe that'll be a spin-off we could do. I can't believe I used to like this with Kayle and OJ. Anyway, until you hear our next episode, hopefully we're more put together.
Sure.
And I'm more put together. You can find our pages on Facebook or on Twitter, and we post episode links there and nothing else because I don't want to interact with you.
Nothing personal.
Nothing personal. Actually, no, it is personal. I don't want to interact with you.
You know what you did, Doug.
Yeah, Doug. Fuck you, Doug. Follow us on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe to our feed. I think that's the thing you do there. You subscribe.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, do that on Libsyn as well. Or
you got to send in a card?
Yes.
All right.
You have to send in your if you want to email to us your credit card information with the security code, your full name, and maybe your social security number too. Send an email.
Right.
To
And
us
if you do that, then you don't deserve to have good credit. So
we'll just take care of the problem for you.
yeah, we'll just
Don't do that. Legally, I have to say, don't do that.
don't do that. Wink.
Wink. Okay, let's be done with this.
All
Thanks
right.
for listening to this episode of the Bronze Medalist Podcast. I'm Kayle.
I'm OJ. Congratulations.
That was even a half-hearted
It was.
clink. That clink committed suicide halfway through.